Phishing attacks are evolving, and a recent wave has specifically targeted Russian scholars, raising concerns about the security of academic research. This new tactic, linked to the threat actor known as Operation ForumTroll, was reported by Kaspersky on December 17, 2025. In October 2025, Kaspersky identified a series of phishing attempts aimed at political science and international relations scholars at major Russian universities. These attacks utilized fake emails appearing to come from eLibrary, a legitimate Russian scientific library, to lure victims into downloading malicious files. Next, we'll delve deeper into how these attacks are executed and the implications for cybersecurity in the region. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. In the wake of the recent phishing attacks attributed to Operation ForumTroll, a clearer picture of the operational timeline has emerged. Kaspersky's findings indicate that the campaign began to take shape in March 2025, with the registration of the malicious domain eLibrary wiki. This strategic move allowed the attackers to establish credibility over time, ultimately facilitating a more convincing phishing scheme. By October 2025, Kaspersky had detected a marked shift in the focus of the attacks, targeting individual scholars rather than organizations. This evolution highlights a tactical refinement by the attackers, emphasizing their intent to infiltrate academic circles critical to political science and international relations. The emails sent to victims were not only crafted to appear legitimate but were also personalized, adding a layer of deception that made them more likely to be opened and acted upon. The phishing emails instructed recipients to download a supposed plagiarism report, cleverly disguised as a zip file named with the victim's personal details. This level of personalization is indicative of a sophisticated understanding of social engineering tactics, aimed at exploiting the trust of academic professionals. Once the file was executed, it initiated a series of commands that ultimately provided the attackers with remote access to the victim's device through a command and control framework known as TONI. The implications of these attacks extend beyond immediate data theft. They pose a significant threat to the integrity of academic research and collaboration. As Operation ForumTroll continues to evolve, the potential for future attacks targeting specific individuals and sensitive fields remains high. This ongoing threat underscores the necessity for enhanced cybersecurity measures within academic institutions, particularly those engaged in geopolitical research. Moreover, the broader context reveals a concerning trend in cyber warfare, where targeted phishing campaigns are increasingly used as tools for espionage and information gathering. The intersection of academia and cybersecurity is becoming a focal point for threat actors, suggesting that scholars and researchers must remain vigilant and proactive in safeguarding their digital environments. As the landscape of cyber threats continues to shift, the academic community must adapt to these challenges to protect both their research and their reputations. The recent phishing attacks linked to Operation ForumTroll have significant implications for Russian academia and the broader cybersecurity landscape. As these attacks specifically target scholars in political science, international relations, and global economics, they not only threaten individual researchers but also jeopardize the integrity of academic research within Russia. The strategic selection of targets suggests that the attackers are aiming to extract sensitive information that could influence geopolitical narratives or academic discourse. The sophistication of these phishing attempts raises alarms about the preparedness of Russian academic institutions to defend against cyber threats. The use of personalized emails that mimic legitimate communications from established institutions like eLibrary indicates a high level of planning and understanding of the academic environment. This level of detail could undermine trust in legitimate academic communications, potentially leading to a chilling effect on scholarly collaboration and information sharing. Moreover, the implications extend beyond individual researchers. The infiltration of academic networks could lead to the compromise of research data, intellectual property, and collaborative projects, further isolating Russian academia from the global research community. As these threats evolve, the need for enhanced cybersecurity protocols within universities and research institutions becomes increasingly urgent. In response to these challenges, there is a growing call for increased collaboration between academia and cybersecurity experts. This partnership could foster a more resilient academic infrastructure capable of withstanding sophisticated cyber threats. Additionally, raising awareness among scholars about the tactics employed by threat actors is critical. By educating researchers on how to identify and respond to phishing attempts, the academic community can build a more robust defense against such operations. As the cybersecurity landscape continues to shift, the ongoing activities of Operation ForumTroll highlight the necessity for a proactive approach to cybersecurity in academia. With the potential for future attacks looming, Russian scholars must remain vigilant and adapt to the evolving threat environment to safeguard their research and maintain academic integrity. As organizations navigate the evolving landscape of cybersecurity threats, especially in light of the recent phishing attacks targeting Russian scholars, there are several key considerations to keep in mind. First, institutions should enhance their awareness and training regarding the specific tactics employed by threat actors like those behind Operation ForumTroll. Customized phishing simulations can help scholars recognize and respond to similar attacks, particularly those that appear highly personalized. Moreover, it is essential for organizations to prioritize the security of their email systems. Implementing advanced email filtering and authentication protocols, such as DMARC, DKIM, and SPF, can significantly reduce the likelihood of malicious emails reaching inboxes. Given the attacker's use of strategic domain aging to avoid detection, organizations should also monitor for any unusual domain registrations that might indicate preparatory steps for future attacks. Another critical step is to ensure that all software, particularly web browsers and operating systems, is kept up to date. As the recent exploitation of a zero-day vulnerability in Google Chrome illustrates, attackers often leverage known vulnerabilities to gain access. Regular patch management can mitigate this risk and protect sensitive data. Additionally, organizations should consider establishing a robust incident response plan that includes clear protocols for reporting suspected phishing attempts and quickly isolating affected systems. This proactive approach can help minimize the impact of successful attacks, as timely responses are crucial in mitigating potential damage. Finally, fostering collaboration with cybersecurity firms and sharing threat intelligence within academic networks can enhance collective defenses. By staying informed about the latest tactics, techniques, and procedures used by threat actors, organizations can better prepare for and respond to ongoing and future cyber threats. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.